And get started. I don't know why I bust out in the song. First pick, first ban, going over to Cognitive. They're going to go ahead and deny Thrall. Deadlyice denying the Zool, like I talked about. Zool's presence on 3 maps makes him first pick worthy. Infernal Shrines, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Blackheart's Bay. Well, you should always almost see a second ban, rather, of the first rotation on Zool, because first picking Zool on these maps is very, very important. But this gives Cognitive the opportunity to first pick Kael'thas, and they do it.
They were looking at Falstad for a bit, but Kael'thas will be the choice, and it makes a lot of sense. Even based on the first game, they had a lot of good plays with Kael'thas, and you add to it now that we're on Infernal Shrines, and it gets even scarier. The fact that he is able to steal away the defenders, the monsters from your opponents very easily with the increased radius of Flamestrike using Verdant Spheres, it's kind of a monster to deal with. So it's easy to understand why they're prioritizing him here. Deadlyice have 2 picks, and they are hovering the Falstad that Cognitive was considering.
Yeah, Falstad, I mean, we talked about Cognitive almost first picking it. He has fallen a bit out of the meta since the nerf of his Gust, or of his Mighty Gust. Still a very good hero, though, especially on a big map like Infernal Shrines, where having that additional lane soaking and stalling out to your opponents just for a few extra seconds while you hit level 16, then have Falstad fly in, is very, very good. But Cognitive going with ETC Tyrande here.
Those were fast picks, too.
Yeah, could potentially be a similar style that we saw Cognitive play versus an Eventing. I know accidentally in the last draft said it was versus Cloud9. Been casting a lot lately, so the games are becoming a blur, but it was a very terrifying style. Iacona playing the Tassadar, Cothamluck playing the Tyrande, where Tyrande actually top damaged that game. It's the same old Owl build that Faye has always chosen to run, despite many other Tyrandes playing the auto build, but you mix in the new Starfall. And the damage is actually insane.
And if they have another support, then they can definitely go for more of the damage style build from Tyrande. That was something that we were seeing a little bit in Dorm 2, was more of a focus again on Starfall. Zeratul is the ban from Deadlyice, still prioritizing, watching out for Glaurung on Zeratul. Potentially they heard about how the last game went. And Cognitive looking at Tyrael as their ban, even over Muradin here. What do you think about that? Oh, no, just a warrior in general, I guess.
Might be banning Tyrael here. The Tyrael ban would be really good if Deadlyice was planning on running, Sonya or a Illidan. Having the Tyrael with that would be good. But they're going to go ahead and deny the Muradin. See what Deadlyice warrior wants to, what warrior they want to run. We saw them run, usually in this situation, a team will run Joanna, which is also very good on Infernal Shrines, especially with the new Falling Sword. We saw Navi beat Dignitas today with Joanna on this map using Falling Sword.
Please, more Falling Sword. That would be awesome. Uther is supporting Deadlyice, and now they have one more grab. Oh, Dahaka.
Dahaka. Super excited for this. He's taken on a bit stronger in Europe than in the other regions. EU really, really loves the Dahaka, especially BKB. This guy's a big fan of that hero. Last 2 picks here for Cog.
Can you do a Dahaka impression?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, just wondering.
Who knows what will come out of my mouth trying that? So I'm just gonna avoid it at all costs. Cognitive next 2 picks. I mean, if this is similar to what they're gonna be running versus an Eventic, we should be seeing that Tassadar and one more tank. I believe they ran Playmaker and Stage Dive that game. As Muradin is off the table. Oh, Kerrigan.
I like this even more.
All right. This is cool. I haven't seen Glaus Kerrigan in a long time, by the way.
I know. Kerrigan, though, is coming back in certain situations. Just every once in a while, we get a glimpse of the Queen of Blades. And here we will get to see Glaurung's Kerrigan. Deadlyice looking at Sonya. I think it would maybe even be Deadlyice playing that Sonya if he's in the same role that he was on Team Nom. But also, oh no, you know what? I think he was a really big Greymane player, so probably that will be his hero of choice. But still looking at the Sonya as another frontline hero to add with Dahaka. And taking their time to figure that out. Really wanting to make sure that they have the right combo to deal with Kerrigan.
This comp's really good from Deadlyice. This has really good point contention. Dahaka Zonia can stay on the point for a very long time. They got good clear with the Grey Mane as well. A lot of burst damage. Good disengage, of course, with the Mighty Gus. The main thing they just have to play around is the Kerrigan combo, because there is a lot of CC on the end of Cognitive.
Just a bit.
Kerrigan stun, Tyrande stun, ETC stun, Mosh Pit, and Gravity Lapse.
Force
You
wall.
get caught in a CC, Force Wall. You get caught in a CC, you're not getting out of it. Unless you get Cleanse or Divine Shield, which both have significantly long cooldowns.
Right.
So, you gotta be careful. You gotta respect the Kerrigan. You gotta respect the ETC Tyrande. ETC Tyrande doesn't even need the Kerrigan to set up for them. ETC Tyrande can do their own setup. There's so much potential at any second. You can't just watch the Kerrigan. You have to watch everything here. So Deadlyice has to play this carefully. I'm really nervous for them because Cognitive is gonna run. I know they can run this composition well.
Yet again, a lot of comfort picks for the Cognitive that we know and love, but how does Deadlyice feel about this composition? That is the question, and we'll find out. I'm really excited to see the Dahaka, though. I'm pretty pumped if they can maybe drag Kerrigan out of position after she tries to combo in. Then all of a sudden they're facing a fight without Kerrigan in that front line. But the game is loading on Infernal Shrines. The first game of this best of 3 between Cognitive Gaming and Deadlyice. And it is going to be Zonia played by Deadlyice, so Grey Mane will be played by Dansky.
Okay. I'm really interested to see. I mean, these are players that we've all known for a while. I believe Zugrug was at Regionals?
Yes, he played the warrior role for Team
Yes.
Nom.
Team Knob, yes. I remember meeting him at that Del Taco, actually. Really cool guy. He was actually on a play in Strain. Strafe funny enough. But here we go, guys. On the left-hand side of the map, in the blue trunks, is going to be Deadlyice. Deadlyice playing the Zonia. Zugrug playing the Dahaka. Panda Great playing the Uther. Dansky playing the Grey Mane. And Handlebars playing Falstad.
And in the red is Cognitive with Caterpillar playing ETC Faye on Kael'thas, Cottonlook playing Tyrande, Iacona on Tassadar, and Glaurung, of course, playing the Countess Kerrigan.
Are you following me?
I am right now.
Okay, so just a reminder, if you're just now tuning in, we are trying out the Heroes of a Dorm observing style, which requires her to follow my camera. It looks completely different on my end, but the end result on what you guys will be seeing will be smoother pans, and it's a prettier looking design, but we're both very new to this style, so please give us time to adjust and learn, just get a little bit better at it. Hopefully we improve throughout the day.
I'm going to make sure to keep my mouse far away from the center of the screen.
Yes, and if there's any feedback you guys want, please let us know in the chat. Stark will do a great job of course, letting us know which feedback is good and making sure I see it on Skype in case I missed Twitch chat. But here we go, guys. Lane split up going here. Looks like we're going to be seeing a tri-lane in the moment, at least, down here in the bottom between Deadlyice, Dansky, and Panda Grape. We're going to be seeing a roam squad between Cottonlook, Glaurung, and Caterpillar, which is very terrifying. You get caught opposition versus this comp, you're going to die. And if you look at what Deadlyice is doing, none of them are moving forward. But even this far forward could be bad for Zugrug.
Yeah, it's absolutely crucial that they don't lose too much here in the early game. This is one of those battlegrounds where you can really, if you get behind in the talent tiers, it seems like every time you get behind another talent tier is when a shrine starts to form. So you have to be very careful with that, and knowing that with Kerrigan, the level 1 fight for Cognitive is just so strong that it's something that they should just, play back, play safely and safe soap so they don't get too far behind, losing people needlessly here in the early game.
Well, let's keep an eye on these rotations for now, see if they can get those picks that they're looking for. Gonna go ahead and take the opportunity, realizing that, yes, they are playing very, very safe, so this gives them the opportunity to get some free poke here, and they do get the follow-up stuns onto Zugrug, and they just burst them down really low. This will do one of two things, either force them to back or force them to tap. Well, he's doing the smart option of backing, because he does have that global teleport to just immediately get back here in mid lane.
Right, and also the fact that he wants to make sure he can keep his well for the fight around the shrine, then he can do so. And he knew that he was going to have to come up to this, like you said, so it's easy for him to be able to do that. And now we have the next shrine about to spawn. It will be a Frozen Punisher, and Cognitive starting out, getting a bit of a lead with this, especially with those...
Really good kill there. Zugrug getting very low as well.
And
there's just
starting to move in.
We'll see here if they can test this point. Faye changing up the build just a little bit. At level 4, sometimes you do see the cooldown reduction on your gravity lapse talent. But this time going for the mana return for a little more sustain. A combo goes down on Dahaka. He gets it with the gravity lapse and gets the burrow heal at the last second.
Burrows, but comes up to a flame strike. Still alive, though, importantly, and starting to heal himself back up along with the team. So that's huge, being able to stay alive, but they're still behind in the skeletal defenders. A drag comes out. They pick up ETC and first blood.
Really good kill there. Zugra getting very low as well. And there's a lot of lack of synergy here on the end of Cognitive. We're seeing overlap in CCs. We're seeing lack of focus fire. Multiple times targets should have died there, and they're just not able to do it. Deadlyice does get pulled in for the last time, but he's not going to fall either. And this is really surprising to me that we're lacking kills so much. But Dahaka did end up going down. Glaurung's actually diving on Dansky here. Greatbane does go into Worgen form, gets caught in the corner, and he does end up going down as well. So right now, kills 2 for 1 in favor of Cog.
I have to say, Dansky, though, did that admirably, for surviving for a really long time and juking a lot of the abilities, but still he was so low that will throw Cognitive ahead in experience, especially with the amount that they got done with that first Punisher. Has been taken out, but with that, a full level lead as level 7 is going to be picked up for Cognitive.
Level 7. Pretty big advantage, and Faye actually changing up the build a bit. What talent is that exactly, Gilly? I can't see right now when I'm obsing.
At level 7, that is Burned Flesh. When Flame Strike damages 2 or more heroes, they take additional damage equal to 8% of their maximum health.
I think I like that from this map.
Yeah, they're going to be grouped up, right? In those shrines.
Yeah, it's a very melee-heavy composition. 4 of the 5 members being melee, Dahaka, Greatmane, Sonya, and Uther, so they will be clumped up a lot most of the time. And they're going to be in a sieging position, but the Kerrigan combo comes down. They get the burrow, though. Nice burrow timing there. And the gravity lapse misses as well. This is what I was talking about before. Just a little bit of lack of synergy on the end of Cognitive, overlapping CCs and kind of mistiming them as well.
Zucker's Dahaka is pretty impressive, too, especially for a new one. The drag pulling Caterpillar into a Hammer of Justice, but they don't have the help from the towers as they are out of ammo. So ETC is safe for now as we are seeing Cognitive rotate down to this bottom siege camp. But some of the members not feeling confident enough about going in there. They still were all spread out between the lanes, so it would have been an 3v4 for Deadlyice.
Well, 1 fort down for Deadlyice, struggling to maintain their presence in this game. They're just kind of having to play this passive style, but they need to be doing a better job of looking for opportunities to find ways to get out on the map. I know you have to play very passive versus this much CC, but there are definitely windows of opportunity where they can try and do things and not play this passive.
This seems to be the standard Dahaka build. This is the same build we saw earlier in Gold's League, which is enhanced agility at level 1, getting the essence that will eventually give you movement speed as you collect 50. Hero Stalker, which then increases essence gain from takedowns by 150%. And then Symbiosis. I think that was different potentially than the one we saw. Every time Dark Storm damages an enemy hero, it's reducing its cooldown. I'm not sure if that's the same one we saw, but for sure the first 2 seem to be the favorites for Dahaka players.
Yes, definitely, for sure. Level 10 almost here for Cognitive. Let's see what heroics we're going to be seeing. Most of the time we do see Phoenix, and yes, that will be Phoenix here from Kael'thas. Going to be Mosh Pit from ETC. Of course, Iacona will wait for a while, but it will be Force Wall. There he is. He popped it the moment he used it here as he's catching handlebars at the top. You know, you can always count on Iacona to use pick the heroic the moment he uses it, allowing us to get up here quicker. I'm curious as to what heroic we will see from Toronto. Will it be the Shadow Stalk, or will we see the Starfall like we saw them play versus Naventic?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. They may feel they want the extra support for Glaurung, but with the shielding from Assimilation plus the shielding from Tassadar, she definitely has the ability to get into a fight and start building up more with the Maelstrom, which is always kind of the starting point for Kerrigans. And there it is, the Starfall. Level 10 also grabbed for Deadlyice. And that's going to be everything very standard. Isolation, of course, going to be the choice as well for Dahaka.
Oh, well, we'll see here what they can plan. What they plan to do, get back on the map here. I mean, Cognitive is really just controlling the entire presence of the map. You know, they're not even being that aggressive right now, going for kills. It's just after the early game, it just seems that Deadlyice is just way too afraid to go out on the map. They're not really contesting mercs too much. Yes, they took their own mercs, but they're not willing to go out on the map to, potentially aggressively invade Cognitive's mercs. They're not willing to push out lanes. They're just playing very safe, which, yes, you have to do versus the Cognitive, but we're at the point right now where you could be squeezing in a little bit more group movement around, roaming S5. That's what Cognitive's doing right now. They're not sitting around soaking lanes individually anymore. They're moving S5, and if you can play with that style as well, you can definitely contest Cognitive on the map.
Right. I think you nailed it when you said that they're scared. It's almost just the fear of this composition is worse than the dealing with the composition itself. Like, yeah, there is a lot of CC, but it's something where if they do nothing, they're also going to lose the same way, right?
Yeah.
Well, level 13 has been grabbed for Cognitive, adding Eviscerate to increase the range for Glaurung now for his Ravage. So if they find a stun on somebody pretty far out, she can jump in even easier now to make sure to get caught back up there and adding the combo to it.
Level 13 as well as Tyrande gonna go for the sprint just to keep up with the aggressiveness of Kerrigan. Try and keep pace, get in range for those combos. As a lot of these CCs coming out from ETC and Kerrigan put them further ahead. So Tyrande wanting to keep pace, as she did go down a momentum at level 7, not going for the increased range. Big push here in the bottom here from Cognitive, getting some serious map structures, and I love the floating of Iacona here. Floating between the lanes, but always staying within one of his team. So if he does have to rotate down for a fight, he can be there quickly while maintaining soak from other lanes. And it looks like Calipo and Iacona are actually going to steal this Bruiser camp here.
Wow.
Big play coming out from Cognitive as they get both of the mercenary camps on the side of Deadlyice.
I think maybe they thought more people were closer than they were because they really just walked right away from that, even though it was just Kona at first, like, hello, I'm a Tazadar.
Look how fast Blau clears camps, man.
Yeah. This is what I was talking about, is on Infernal Shrines, if you can start to get that level lead, then you have a place where you've got the positional advantage, the starting advantage for the Shrines, and now it's up to Deadlyice trying to make something happen right here. The Starfall starts to come out. The Force Wall stops a couple members from being able to funnel through that area, but all this time, anytime they can get the members to group up, that's exactly what they want. Burrow, for now, keeps Zugrug alive, but a great timing for the Lunar Flare ensures that he's not going to get away, and Panda Grape also will go down. That's 2-4-0 for Cognitive, and they push the members off of the Shrine. They grab the Punisher, and they're going to start sieging this mid.
Yeah, this is still a fully healthy keep, though, so if the Punisher goes over the wall, don't know how much damage this Punisher will do to their keep. It just depends on if they can get another kill or two. Same time, again, like I said, Iacona constantly playing the combo goes through, and they actually secure a kill on Zoia, almost getting Falstead as well.
And his name is John Cena. Now they almost have 16 handlebars, has to push the back, and he dies to the arcane lasers. Yikes.
And again, this floating from Iacona is so good if we pan up here. He's always within one lane of his teammates in case he needs to get there in emergency status, but he's getting pre-push and he's getting his team experience. Now it's a 3-level lead here for Cognitive, and they get the middle keep too. I mean, another dominating performance here from Cognitive, up 6 kills to 1, and just so significantly far ahead.
Now they have complete control of the battleground because they are so far ahead and can go around. There's plenty of mercenary camps that they can go and take, and Deadlyice just has to try to get back into this where they can. We already see Greymane soaking up at the top. They know that Cognitive is going to be back getting all of the mercenary camps so they can fan out and try to get as much experience as possible. A pretty big wave bottom to help out, but without the fourth there, they have to be a little bit more careful about where they do try to soak that. But yeah, just trying to get to level 16 so they can get into another fight as quickly as possible, especially without their keep now. They really are put on a timer.
Yeah, they really need to start just trying to make something happen on the map. Again, they're just playing so safe, so passive, and they can't really be affording to do this. They're just letting Cognitive do whatever they want. I mean, if every Merc camp taken by Cognitive, taking the Bruisers up here, the map is painted completely red now, and at this rate, Cognitive is going to hit 20 very soon, and there's no end in sight for Team Deadlyice just because they're so far from 20.
By the way, we have Fury of the Sunwell for Kael'thas, so that's where the Flame Strike hits a second time. And, I mean, Shrine Control, that's going to be very, very useful.
Yes.
See that it's going to hit again there and help them pick up another Mercenary Camp just in time for the Shrine to activate.
We'll see. That could be a pretty deadly push, having the Bruiser Camp as well as that Punisher pushing in top lane. Not as deadly as Ice, though.
I see what you did there.
God, I'm a riot.
You are. Kona! He's
Kona
being
just
so annoying.
no care. Doesn't really care what hero he's on. He's just gonna duel this guy. Oh, Zugrug burrows in. The Force will actually not help him. He gets the phase shift. Can Caterpillar save him? Owl does come out. The rest of the team is rotating down. So Ayakota's not gonna go down, but he was dancing with death.
They left Kerrigan up at the top. 16 almost here, and there they've grabbed it for Deadlyice. Now is the time to make something happen, but still 30 monsters already have been taken out by Cognitive. So yet again, it's a situation where they have to make something happen right here, right now, and they are moving in for the fight. Maelstrom has been used by Glauer, and he's trying to get in with it, but the Force Wall keeps away from it a little bit for now. Mighty Gus pushing back some of the members of Cognitive, trying to give his team time to heal back up, but Cognitive are not giving it to them. Handlebars is low, Zugrug's having trouble. Caterpillar is going to be able to get away in the nick of time. Dansby trying to catch him, but instead jumps to his death. 2 people down. Make that 3 as Panda Grapes is going to be taken out, and the Punisher marches on.
Yeah, at the same time, Faye went and capped that Bruiser Camp, so this is a really devastating... And the other Bruiser Camp spawned as well. Oh, wow, Falstad ended up going down. Who killed him? I didn't see that.
Man.
A Sentinel. Oh, Cosm Luck, man, this guy is just the snipe master. He got many snipes in that Naventic set. He's doing it again this time. Double Bruiser Camp pushing this top lane. Punisher's still at half HP. 19 versus 16. This could very much be GG.
Falstad won't be up for 23 more seconds. Catapults have been pushed into the mid, and they're helping those along, trying to get the shields down on the core so that the Punisher can get as much use as possible. He's starting to jump in on a Zugrug. 10 seconds until the full force of Deadlyice is back up, but the core is falling so rapidly. Zugrug has to burrow to stay alive, but that won't keep his core alive. And GG's as Cognitive take game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, Cognitive just kind of controlled the game without even having to do much. Deadlyice was just so afraid to go out against map, which is to be expected versus this much CC, especially versus a Kerrigan. But you gotta aggress out on the map at some point. You gotta be willing to just go out and contest something. But they just kind of let Cognitive do whatever they wanted.
I totally agree. The threat of the comp was worse than the comp itself at times. And with that, Cognitive had complete control. They had a lot of really good rotations too in the late game. Like you said, painting the map red. And that just meant that whenever Deadlyice found a shot to be able to get back into it, to go for a fight, they were already like 30 minions down at the shrine. And so even though they would go in for the fight, they would lose the shrine, lose some people in the process, and then lose a lot more structures because they had less people to defend.
And again, to point out this Tyrande build, Cawthon Luck, 38,000 damage, more than 14,000 damage ahead of Kael'thas, who was second in damage. Really showing you the power of this Tyrande build. Really think that Cognitive is the first and only team right now respecting how much damage Tyrande can do. But guys, we're going to go a quick break. When we get back, we'll have game number 2 hopefully starting very soon between Cognitive Gaming and Deadlyice. Stay tuned.
Hi friends, and welcome back to the best of 3 between Cognitive Gaming and Deadlyice. Cognitive winning game number 1 with a hyper-aggressive play, even busting out the Kerrigan. Zoia, we're going to... what map are we on next? Dragonshire. What do you want to see?
Not what we saw versus Naventic. That is for sure. That was one of the longest games I've ever cast. I think it was 37 minutes.
Ugh.
It was cool, and it led to a lot of cool plays. I know that Coughlin Luck Owl Snipe on Fan ended up making it to the top of Reddit, which was awesome, but that was a long game. So hopefully not that. Hopefully not that. Dahaka, I would love to see his prioritization in the draft. I think this is by far Dahaka's best map, to the point that I think he's first pick, first ban worthy. Similar to how Zul is on other maps. I think this is Dahaka's map.
Yeah, the fact of, well, any of the heroes who have the global presence like that, it's really nice, as a lot of the times when you get kills, it takes you a while to get to the rotations for the shrines. You can't quite get the dragons, but
Draft
their
started.
ability...
Draft started.
Okay, their ability to get to those a lot faster a lot of times can mean the difference between getting a dragon or not. But here we go on Dragonshire. Deadlyice has first pick, first ban. So it was Cognitive's choice of map. It does seem like it's switching.
That might be the rule.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it was the rule for the last one. I just didn't know if DreamHack is allowed to make their own rules or if they have to follow the same rule set.
Let's see here. Deadlyice with that first pick, first ban. Gonna go ahead and pick up that Kael'thas. Well, not yet. We're waiting for them to lock it in, but there we'll be seeing. Falstad denied from Deadlyice, just so good on this map. One of his best maps is because of the presence of global heroics. Or heroes. Cognitive denying the Tyrande. And they're gonna go ahead and lock in the Zul. Great wave clear, good pushing potential, great in rotation-based maps like this one. No,
Or
Thrall.
Thrall.
Okay, so they're gonna go for the solo laner, which I think is the better pickup for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think this Zul is as good on this map as he is on the other ones. But they're going to go ahead and lock in the double melee assassin, which is really cool. Like this, I would love. I mean, these two picks already guarantee him a top laner, which is very important on this map. Probably the best top laner on this map right now, and they guarantee them wave clear.
Right.
So Cognitive has they have the two most important elements to a Dragonshire map.
Absolutely.
So they can go any direction with this draft now. So it's really cool. I'm surprised Dahaka still hasn't been picked up. Maybe NA is sleeping on him a little too much, but we'll see if he gets banned or picked up. I feel that he's way too good on this map.
Maybe the concern is, well, do you know if Cognitive runs him?
I do not know. I know they've experienced him a lot.
Maybe the concern is, having lost with him, Deadlyice don't feel comfortable repeating the Dahaka, but they do grab Zagara and Murden, so they do still have their front line, and it's possible we'll see them ban a warrior during the ban phase. For now, Cognitive has that first ban in the second round. They could go for a support, knowing that they will be able to pick up their own support in the next round first, if they want to try to limit Deadlyice in that capacity. Or more damage. Yep, it looks like that's the way they're headed.
I think that's good. I think that's really good from Cog. We'll see what Deadlyice wants to ban, whether it'll be the ETC or the Rhaegar. They could deny Rhaegar. It looks like they're going to ban the Warrior. So I like this direction with these bans. One team denies the other good Warrior, other team denies the other good support. Cog going to go ahead and rock in Rhaegar, Li Ming. I mean, this is just... these four heroes right here are just power.
Yeah.
You know, there's no crazy synergy. It's not like it's a super CC heavy composition. It's not like, it's a super dive composition. This is just four powerful heroes in their individual roles. I like that a lot.
There's really good synergy between Li Ming and Zul, though. Between Poison Nova and Disintegrate. Just, really, it's Poison Nova and then everything Li Ming. Because they get softened. But yeah, I mean, they are really powerful for sure.
Yeah. I just meant compositionally. There's no theme here, right?
Oh, yes,
There's no,
right.
this is a like last game, Cognitive had a very CC heavy theme composition.
Sure, yeah.
This game is just more of a standard heroes. I would expect a Joanna here from Cognitive as well as their last pick, but Deadlyice with their next two picks. What will their supports be? Could potentially see Tassadar Karazim or Tassadar Brightwing. Brightwing's great on this map. Again, the global presence.
You think it'll be a double support here?
I don't really know what else it would be. I mean, they could go Vala to get a little bit more wave clear, a little bit more single target damage. But I don't think any of the... I don't like the idea of it just being solo support Karazim, right? I don't like the idea of it being a solo support Tassadar. Toronto being banned limits a lot of the things you can do with support, so I kind of feel like it needs to be... Oh, wow, Greymane actually made it really deep. I can't believe I forgot about him. So it will be a solo support something.
Mm-hmm.
Will it be Lieutenant Morales? I don't think it can be Morales just because of the
There's not enough to save her. Yeah.
So I think it has to be Karazim, really. I mean, unless they want to go the solo support Tassadar route. But there it is. There's the Karazim. So yeah. I mean, they have a lot of damage between Kael'thas, Zagara, and Greymane. It's just if Karazim can keep them alive. The Palms have to be money, because this is a lot of burst, like you said. Thrall, Sundering, leading into a Greymane Li Ming combo, that is a lot of burst. This Karazim needs to be on point with those Divine Palms.
Palms will be really important too, and remember that it's poison damage from Poison Nova if that's how they go. Hey, there he is. But so when you're dealing with the poison damage too, sometimes the Palms can be misplaced. If it is indeed the Poison Nova and not Skeletal Mages that gets grabbed. But they do have Zagara. If they can land some money Mons and really segregate out some of the members of Cognitive, I think that's going to be really key for Deadlyice being able to pick apart Cognitive. Because you're right, I think just straight up in a 5v5 without being able to separate some people out, it's going to be very scary for Karazim to be able to keep everyone alive. But there is Dahaka to finish the composition.
Blows my mind that Dahaka was the last pick on this map. He is just so good on this map. I mean, just talking to a lot of the teams in North America, everyone is on the Dahaka hype train, but they all think that on Dragonshire, it is by far his best map. And when we saw Tempestorm prioritizing on this map, we've seen that Naventic really likes him a lot on this map. He's just so good in general. And on this map, he just has a little bit of extra love. So they do end up getting that last pick, Dahaka. This is a really powerful comp from Cognitive. I have to give them the win in this draft. This is going to be terrifying to watch.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. And the game is loading. We are going to Dragonshire for game number 2 between Deadlyice and Cognitive Gaming. We'll get an update on the bracket after this game. Yes. But guys, don't forget, tweet, tell your friends about this. Use the hashtag DHATX16 and hashtag HGC, but here we go into the game.
Yep, here on the left-hand side of the map, on the blue trunks, up 1-0, it's going to be Cognitive Gaming, Faye on Li Ming, Glaurung on Thrall, Caterpillar on Dahaka, Cotton Luck on Zul, and Iacona rounding out the team on Rhaegar.
And in the red is Deadlyice, with Panda Grape playing Karazim, Dansky on Kael'thas, Handlebars playing Zagara, Deadlyice, did I say on Greymane already? Zugrug playing Muradin. Yes, I think I got them all.
There are a lot of Faye fans in the chat. Seeing that that Faye heart emote there. People showing up for the Faye. Also, guys, we talked about the Twitter, but head over to reddit.com/r/Heroes of the Storm and join the conversation there. I made a Reddit thread a little bit before the event. Talk about the games, talk about all the other streams, as, you know, Twitch chat only lasts in the moment. The discussion eventually fades, whereas Reddit, you can have debates, you can talk about talent builds, you can keep that discussion going. So head over there if you want a more in-depth conversation with people, and keep that going there. But here we go, level 1, taking a look at the talents. We're going to be seeing Felon Fusion out of Kael'thas again. Oh wow, a lot of CC going down onto Zul, or Murden. The Zul root ending there at the last second. Barely avoiding that root with that unstoppable.
Cognitive have been in control of these mid-bot rotations so far, especially with the Zul. It'll be Deadlyice who is trying to play catch-up. Meanwhile, in the top, it'll be Thrall versus Zagara. The age-old conflict between Zerg and Horde that we see between those two heroes, but yeah.
The age-old concept between Zerg and Horde?
Yeah, you know, between Thrall and Zagara. We see that all the time.
Oh, that one. I thought we were talking actual lore.
No!
Those are different universes.
I know.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, for a very long time now, it has been since Thrall got a buff, which was a while back. It's been, you know, the Zagara versus Thrall laning situation, so you are right there. Gravylapse goes down onto Dahaka. Not going to get too much out of this. Caterpillar going for the chase here. Not going to be able to drag anyone right away. and
Yeah.
going to keep up the rotations.
Deadlyice are really trying to disrupt this. They realize that it is Cognitive who are in charge of those rotations. So they're trying to slow them down, stop them so they can catch back up. And they do have control of the bottom shrine. Meanwhile, up at top, Thrall has it, but it seems Zagara is pushing him back away from that. Dahaka has shown up, though, so Zagara could be in trouble.
Are you following me, by the way? I don't know.
No, sorry, I just saw that on the minimap.
Okay, I just didn't know if you were following me or not.
I am following you, sorry.
Okay, cool. Again, guys, we're trying out the new Heroes of the Dorm observing style, so please bear with us when we ask weird questions like that. Yeah, level 4 here for both teams. We are going to be seeing the, I believe that is not the cooldown reduction talent on Kel'Thas.
Oh.
No, on Kel'Thas for Gravity Labs.
No, that is Netherwind.
That is
so
Netherwind.
that is increasing the range. And I believe it like refunds mana.
Yes, does mana refund. You are correct there. So changing it up a little bit here, we're seeing a lot of different variety in the Kel'Thas builds. No one is quite sure which build is 100% yet, or 100% best yet, but I think everyone agrees that he's in a really fantastic spot. People still trying to figure out exactly how to play him. Gravity Labs does connect with Faye. Icona getting Living Bond on them, not taking too much damage, and both teams trying to reposition themselves here in the bottom.
Thrall holding on to the top still, so it's not too much of a concern if Cognitive doesn't get this bottom shrine, but they are at least making sure that they can keep up the damage and stop the minions as much as possible when they can, so that they aren't wasting too much ammo out from their towers. But Deadlyice are starting to push in with this just a little bit, trying to at least make the Giants last as long as they can, but they are going to be cleared up pretty quickly. Both teams very close in experience, but looking to get their level 7 talents.
They'll see what they want to pick up here. Neither team getting a true advantage yet, but here comes Dahaka burrowing up. Handlebars in a bad spot. Glower and Caterpillar diving on them hard, and you're not getting out of here, Zagara. That's going to be a very easy first blood here for Cognitive.
That's always the fear when you are a Zagara solo laning like that, but this does leave Iacona exposed, so Deadlyice fires back. But I remember this one dorm game where it was Zagara versus Thrall, and Falstad kept flying out, and they caught Zagara out like 7 times in a row, I swear. It was crazy amounts of catching her. And that means that if the threat's there and she knows that they are looking to see when they can do that, she may play a lot more passively now, and that means that if Cognitive can get control of this bottom shrine, all of a sudden they just are making it a little bit scarier for Deadlyice to feel okay coming back out into the lanes. Like, see, she's staying very, very safe.
Yeah, the Haka ganks can come at any second here, and it does announce when Dahaka is burrowing, so you have to be a little bit careful there. Cleanse going down immediately from Panda Grape on the Deadlyice, so he's not going to be able to get out of there. Root from Zul does connect with Zudruk, and they're going to go ahead and kite back, but no kill secured just yet. A lot of damage actually between those two going on to Koth and Luck. Drag does land on Deadlyice. He goes into Worgen from the try and kite back. Both points being controlled right now by Cog, and they do secure the kill onto Greymane. Caterpillar body blocking Panda Grape does not secure the kill, has to burrow right away.
The Bone Prison was so on point from Zul to lock down that Greymane. And with that, both of the shrines for a little bit were controlled by Cognitive. Zagara firing back up top, but gets taken out in the 1v1, but do the Roaches get Glow?
There's no way. Oh, they're attacking him! Wow!
Oh my god.
He is so low. The Calcs from Glaurung. And that's going to be a very early Dragonite here. 5.5 minutes in the game here going to Cognitive. Well played by them. Just winning those individual fights really can kind of swing the tide of the game. That's why those solo laners are so important. And getting a good solo laner on it, just being able to win those fights can, you know, get you a Dragonite out of nowhere.
That's what they have indeed. They're taking down towers in the mid. They're looking with this early Dragonite just to get as many of those as they can, so that they can get ahead in experience. Already, you can see the experience bar climbing rapidly for Cognitive as they look to pick up their heroic abilities very soon.
Yeah, constantly maintaining this 3-lane soak, and here they go, are just about to hit level 10. Caterpillar are going to be sieging in this bottom fort, and they do have those heroics now, still a full level to go until Deadlyice gets their heroics. Going to be seeing Skeletal Mages here from Zul, Sundering from Thrall, Disintegrate from the Li Ming. Of course, nothing picked up by Iacona, but it will be Ancestral Healing. And of course, Isolation on Caterpillar, the Haka.
And the bottom fort falls as the Dragon Knight does. And that will be the first fort of the game grabbed by Cognitive. And now they have a little amount of time where they could be more aggressive. And if they see somebody on the Giants, they can even try to steal these before their opponents get the heroic abilities. Deadlyice realizes they're looking maybe at jumping in here. Zugrug is setting up, but the rest of the members are going up to the top, so it seems like a situation where they've at least just been able to push them back, and they've grabbed their heroic abilities too, and it is going to be Divine Palm.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you really don't see 7-sided strikes anymore. It made more sense in the double warrior meta from a while back, but that has not been a mainstay in the meta. You can still see double warrior. The cool thing about this meta right now is multiple playstyles work, but it's died out pretty hard. I think the only time we actually see 7-sided strike anymore is if a Cho'Gall is in the game, actually. And, I mean, he's kind of fallen off completely since North American Regionals last time.
I'm sure you were very happy to see that. I know you're always very angry whenever a Cho'Gall was picked.
I'm not a big fan of his play style, no. Still no heroic pickup here from Iacona. But whenever someone's about to die, we will see that ancestral healing pick.
Is in trouble in the top lane. Oh, she's going to get away.
I was lied to.
I'm sorry. She was, though. They were full-on attacking. Bone Prison hitting Zugrug, and here comes Caterpillar dragging him back.
Nice cleanse.
Let him get away yet. Very good.
Disintegrate coming out here for Faye, doing a little bit of poke. Again, like you mentioned, the Arcane Orb build coming out from Faye, which is really cool. Faye's always just kind of been her own special little snowflake in the Heroes universe when it comes to talent builds. I feel like every single hero she plays, she has a different talent build than everyone else. Which is weird, but it's cool because she makes it work. She's consistently, actually, one of the longest standing competitive players in Heroes of the Storm, competing at the very first BlizzCon in 2014. So, yes, she plays a little bit differently than most, but she makes it work, obviously. She's still around.
Caterpillar
oh my God!
Drag, but the Devouring Maw. Handlebars was ready for it. Unfortunately, Zagara does need to leave, letting Thrall have that top shrine. In the mid, the setup is here from Deadlyice to try to stop this, but 13 has almost been grabbed for Cognitive. What will Deadlyice do at that point? They're trying to take someone out while they can, and they get it with Iacona.
Yeah. And he did end up picking up his ancestral healing finally, but unfortunately, Iacona, you can't cast that on yourself, buddy. So no usage there. One of the more recent nerfs to Rhaegar, but still a fantastic hero, obviously. So getting caught there, nice pick there. Coming out from Deadlyice. And Kael'thas actually goes down. Where did he fall? Did I?
You saw it. You observed it.
I saw that? Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the mini-map.
Don't you worry.
So I guess I nailed it. JK, guys. Kael'thas died right there. Level 13 to level 12, just about to hit level 13. Deadlyice, I mean, this is my favorite tier for Greymane. That's where you get the movement speed, which is starting to catch on a lot more, making him just more versatile and allow him to stay in human form easier and poke consistently, which is cool.
Yeah, on the prowl is a very good one. Also adding to that viciousness, so not having the cooldown reduction, but instead making it so that it lasts 1 second longer and that your ability damage can refresh energies. We see both of those every once in a while. I mean, either one we see from different teams, depending on what their preference is. But Zugrug is trying to go into the fight. Iacona is back up and ready to heal once more, having finally grabbed that ancestral healing, as you mentioned. And with level 13 here, this is the time for Deadlyice to start getting them more aggressive out on this map.
Yeah, this is the opportunity. They need to try and force something to happen here. Zugrug does scout that Iacona was trying to solo these giants, so he does end up forcing him off of that, and that does reset. Caterpillar still soaking this top lane, doing a good job of just keeping the presence up here. And we do have a collapse coming up from Zugrug and Panda Grape. Cottonluck does end up scouting it out. The only person not here is Iacona, who is still soloing those mercs at the bottom. And we'll see where the rotations go from here. It looks like we'll be seeing the Siege Giants for Deadlyice being started right now. Oh, Zagara goes down.
Is gone for 30 seconds, and the pressure is mounting from Cognitive. They taste 16. It's almost here. They have bruisers going toward this top keep. The rest of the members of Deadlyice are here. It's a 4v4 because Rhaegar is not. Cottonluck trying to get away from the team, but Deadlyice is on the chase, and Zool goes down.
Big Incinerate coming out, though, doing a lot of damage to Panagrape and Deadlyice. Glower getting low to the Living Bomb. Not going to go down. Nice poke coming out from Phage. Secures the kill onto Kael'thas. Divine Palm connects with Panagrape. He's going to be healed up. Still no Iacona in this fight, though.
That is the power of Zay's Vengeance plus Glass Cannon. is you can get one of those long-range orbs, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna take somebody out, that's for sure. And they're even adding Arcane Orbit to that, so now it can even get more damage from that long range. It's just a siege cannon at this point. No, it didn't go down.
Is that increased drag range at 16 for Dehaka?
Let me check. Still learning the Dehaka talents. Yes, elongated tongue, which is the...
I love that talent. It actually feels a lot more than 20%. The first time I played with it, because King Caffeine recommended it to me, it feels significantly more than 20%. The range is, it can actually catch people off guard. So that's it's a really, really cool talent. I like it a lot. Level 16 here, almost for Deadlyice. Still 2 forts standing here for them, both mid and top. Is just a tick away from death.
By the way, with Feeding Frenzy 2, he has drag up more often. Handlebars could be in trouble, but Deadlyice is here, and the Devouring Maw is actually going to grab Glaurung and Zugrug in position to body block from here. They jump in, but Ancestral Healing saves the day. The Sundering comes out, and Caterpillar is starting to rotate in. Cawthon Luck too, as he hits the Bone Prison to try to bring down Deadlyice on the Greymane. The Divine Palm does get procced in the nick of time, but Kharazim is going to pay for it. Kael'thas goes down too. Faye from the side with the Arcane Orb secures the 3rd kill, and maybe finally there it is. They will get that 4th.
A lot of bursts going down on the Murden as well. Zugrug's going to fall. A 4-for-0 exchange here in favor of Cognitive, and with Dehaka getting that top shrine and these Mercs doing damage bottom lane, this is a Dragonite for Cognitive and probably a guaranteed keep, as they can easily siege this bottom keep.
Oh man, the Ancestral Healing changed everything. The fact that we could keep him alive, despite the fact that they had such good body blocks, they were so ready for that, but turned him around into the Sundering, and everyone immediately collapsed in to help their team. It was great plays by Cognitive. I loved the Fae flanks too with the Arcane Orb builds.
Those orbs hit so hard, Gilly. This is insane. This is the first time I've seen this build competitively, and it's chunking. Just even the siege damage when we see the hit structures. Look at that! That's a fourth of that thing's HP from one orb. That is crazy. Really this build is so cool.
Yeah, you really have to know. What?
Damage. It keeps catching me off guard. This is so good.
You really, really have to know where you need to be for it to hit at the max range, because of course you want to make sure that you're hitting at the max range because of Zay's Vengeance, because it does that extra damage. And then with Arcane Orbit too, knowing that it's going to travel 25% farther, so you have to adjust because of that. Now we have Tau Rashas.
Oh my gosh, Tau Rashas. It's
about to get awesome, Zoya!
This is crazy. Faye is going to do an insane amount of damage this game. This is a really cool build from Faye that I'm very happy right now. Take a look at the other level 20 talents. We're going to be seeing the Skeletal Mage upgrade, Bolt on Thrall, of course Apex Predator on Dehaka, and of course no talent picked by Icona. I'm doing my best to make this the biggest meme in Heroes of the Storm. Not my birthday every day, but Icona not picking talents.
Why can't they both be good memes?
No. There's only one that can be the
biggest.
Everybody
wish Zoya happy birthday in chat.
Tilted, so tilted.
It's level 20 time for Cognitive. Let's see what Faye can get done with Tau Rashas. The orb's starting to go out, taking out the towers very quickly. And Deadlyice have to play passive defense here, knowing that they've lost the keep. They're down 2 levels. They need 20. They want to try to catch somebody out if they can. We'll see if they're able to do that now as the fight is starting to go in. Handlebars gets hit by a big orb into the Disintegrate. Zagara already taken out. Sundering goes down. Devouring Maw did at least pull some members in, and Devouring has to get back. But the orbs keep coming, Zoya.
Gravity Lapse connects with Cawthon Luck, and Living Bomb actually spraying the Caterpillar there. Nice Disintegrate, almost kills Dansky off. Glaurung overextends. Does Deadlyice get the kill? And he does, but a lot of burst damage going on them. Divine Palm was used, and they don't have the 20 talent, so it won't reset after that usage. It's going to go on full cooldown, and now Cognitive sieging another keep, but it is 4 versus 4. They do not have Thrall Zagara up in 24/7 because they don't seem to care, though. They're going to keep this push open. Kharazim takes a lot of damage and gets hit by the drag. He's going to fall.
And the keep sieges down as Caterpillar with his Dark Swarm ensures its destruction. 2 keeps taken out now. Dehaka immediately moves into place for that top shrine. Bottom shrine, Rhaegar in Ghost Wolf form, headed to it too. In mid, Zool and Li Ming. Zool's going to tap and then be ready potentially to pick that up. Actually, Dahaka says, no, don't worry, guys, I got this. I can get a Shrine and the Dragon Knight.
This should be game, Gilly. 21 versus 19. 12 kills to 4 in favor of Cognitive. They do not have Thrall, but it's a minute and 15 seconds until the Dragon Knight's back up. So if Cognitive chooses to do it, and your cursor is in the middle of the screen, Gilly, we're going to see them wait patiently for Thrall.
So
Caterpillar dancing with the Dragon Knight, and waiting it out patiently for Glaurung. Like I said, you got 58 seconds on the Dragon Knight. Even though Glaurung's dead, you can give him time to move over here. Just wait for him to get up here. So it is a 5 versus 5. But this will give Deadlyice time to potentially get level 20. Caterpillar's actually not waiting anymore for Glaurung. They're going for some damage, and he's already at half HP.
He's getting taken down pretty quickly. The orb's coming out too, and they may not feel comfortable ending on this, especially because 20 is about here. If they can get a couple of kills, it would be a different story. But for now, they haven't been able to secure that, and Caterpillar is losing health, had to heal himself back up using his essence, and that will be it for that Dragon Knight phase.
Yeah, the Dragon Knight not getting value. I think Caterpillar should not have gone in when he did. He went in really early. I mean, he was waiting originally, and then Glaurung res, and he wasn't there. But Drag connects with Murden, already at half HP. Ma is used catching Glaurung. A lot of damage going on the Caterpillar, and he burrows.
And Disintegrate comes out, Storm Shield being used to try to help Glaurung. Comes in from the side, procs the Divine Palm, and Dansby stays alive. They haven't lost anybody yet. Zugruk has to Dwarf Toss out, but Glaurung in trouble, getting chased down by Ancestral Healing, lets him come back into the fight, and now they're continuing on. Panda Grape trying to get away. They do have 20, but the Feral Spirit secures the kill on their healer. Kael'thas will go down too, and now 2 big kills for Cognitive, but they're taking a lot of damage from the chain bomb as Master of Flame was picked up, and you can see they're wondering whether or not they can actually do this. They're gonna try.
I think they can do this. It's 3 versus 5. They've got a lot of siege damage here. See if they're willing to commit. Deadlyice is a very powerful hero with Greymane. Was trying to avoid the word saying deadly there, but it ended up making the sentence not make much sense. Handlebar's getting very low from this poke. 30 seconds on Karazim and Kael'thas, so they're willing to go with the slow siege here. Of course, these skeleton minions are going to help out a lot, and that's going to be the death of Murd, and of course that drag getting a lot of value there.
Yeah, that's what they needed. They were just trying to get somebody where they could be, like you said, slow sieging, but still, Deadlyice trying to go after Faye, but he gets locked down by the Bone Prison, and now Greymane's down. Full force, full damage on the core, and game number 2 and the series picked up by Cognitive, who will move on through this bracket.
Really, really well done there coming out from Cognitive. I mean, just really dominating the performance. I mean, that I have to give it for Faye. Both of these sets with the Asmodee in play, playing like a monster. This game, 61,000 damage on Li Ming. I haven't seen Li Ming top meters since her nerf. Most people would consider it a nerf, rather. And in a competitive match, you usually see Greymane and Kael'thas both ahead of her, but Faye top meters that game with this build. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, and also Faye, one of only 2 people who didn't die, the other being Caterpillar too, so great positioning, but also, of course, had a lot of heroes who could help keep her safe. The Zool always, if somebody came in, to be able to throw down the Bone Prisons, Dahaka can drag people off, and then obviously we saw that Deadlyice was really trying to focus on taking down Thrall a lot of the times with Glaurung in front, sometimes Zool too, but with the Skeletal Mages, they had a lot of control over the fights, and that is it. Cognitive will be moving on. Sorry about the mouse, guys. Every time I check a talent, I forget, but I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. Again, keep in mind, guys, we're not using the... I saw people get confused in the chat. We're not using the Heroes of the Dorm UI. They have a different way of observing that makes it a lot more smooth when you pan and stuff. And we're trying that out. We're both new to it. We're both learning it, and little things like that will happen. We'll get better at it with time, so please bear with us. But let us know in chat. I am keeping my eye on chat. That's what made me notice the mouse wheel, because I saw people pointing out that the cursor was in the middle of the screen. So again, please keep bearing with us and give us that feedback. We're trying to get better at this. It's a very new style to both of us. So please bear with us. That taking a look at the bracket, though, Cognitive is going to be the first team to make it to the round of 8. They will be playing the winner of Elevate and Team Higher Consciousness. Other sides of the bracket, we got Guster Bus going up against Bob Ross Fight Club, Panda Global versus Size Store Gaming, Gale Force Esports versus Ints, Team Blaze versus Vape Nation, Plays versus Down to Team Fight, and Cloud9 versus the Hot Dog Burglars.
Bob Ross Fight Club was a team name in Heroes of the Dorm. I see a couple of members I recognize. Haas. Is that Hauslot? I don't know.
No.
For sure I recognize Hecarim, Jay, and maybe a couple of other members. But that is how the bracket is shaping out. Thanks for that update, Zoya.
Yeah.
And don't forget, guys, you can check out more of the discussion both on Twitter and on Reddit. If you put !Reddit in the chat, it will bring up the thread that Zoya made for this event specifically. There are also other streams going on. We've got DJ Tyrant on his, Inverum and Baba Booey on Inverum stream, and Jay Howe on his too. What are you laughing at?
I will never get over that handle. Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
I want to cast that guy really bad. I would just say, like, every time I throw to him, I'm going to say his name.
You'd be Zoya Booey. And
No.
on Twitter, if you want to join the discussions, you can use DHATX2016, the hashtag, as well as HGC, of course, that being the Heroes Global Championship. This is the qualifier for DreamHack, but DreamHack is a qualifier for the Heroes Global Championship, the summer one, which will take place at DreamHack in Sweden, and the winner of that will qualify for the global finals in Sweden.
Absolutely, and we'll see how that will pan out over the next few months, guys. But before that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. So when we get back, we'll do our best to keep you updated in chat. But we'll have, hopefully, the next series very, very soon to you guys. Don't know if we're going to be jumping in the Elevate match. We're going to wait and see how that plays out. So guys, stay tuned, and we'll be back after this quick commercial break.